Most people believe they think clearly, but if you look closely, many decisions are driven by fear, habit, or pressure from others. We say yes to things we don't want because we fear conflict. We stay silent because we want to be polite. We chase goals that belong to someone else because we crave approval. And often we confuse movement with progress. We keep busy, but nothing meaningful changes. This happens because emotion comes first for most of us. We feel insulted and then invent a reason to fight back. We feel anxious and then look for danger to explain it. We feel drawn to someone and then decide they must have good traits. The feeling arrives first. The explanation comes after. If that first feeling is wrong, every decision built on it will be wrong too. Clear thinking flips this order. It asks first, what outcome do I want? What do I need to protect? What should I avoid? Only after answering those questions do you let feelings enter. By then, emotion isn't driving the car, it's sitting in the back seat. This matters because life is full of traps. Some are obvious: bad advice, fake opportunities, urgent deadlines meant to push you. Others are subtle: social approval, guilt, the comfort of staying the same. If you can't separate what is true from what is useful, you end up serving other people's plans without noticing. Truth and usefulness aren't always the same. Something can be true but not help you, and something can be useful even if it's not perfectly true. We are taught to chase pure truth, but decisions aren't about perfect reality. They are about results. Knowing this changes how you filter ideas. You stop asking, is this absolutely true? And start asking, if I believe this, where will it take me? Modern life makes this harder. Information overload is constant. Videos, posts, podcasts, opinions, breaking news, they pile up until our own voice gets drowned out. Many people mistake collecting more data for making better choices. But more noise doesn't make you smarter. It just makes you slower and more dependent on other people's thinking. To think clearly, you must protect your mental space. Ask before you consume. Does this person have skin in the game? Will this change my next action? If the answer is no, skip it. Every extra voice makes your own quieter, and if you can't hear yourself, you'll chase goals you don't value. Another trap is confusing options with opportunities. Just because something is available doesn't mean it's worth doing. Many jobs pay enough to keep you from building your own thing. Many relationships comfort just enough to keep you from growing. Many distractions numb you just enough to make clarity feel uncomfortable. A clear thinker ignores easy options and pursues what truly aligns. This is the first step toward power. Stop reacting to emotion and noise. Start deciding with intention. Want a mind no one can control? Learn how to cut through noise, trust yourself, and make unstoppable decisions. Once you see how emotion can hijack decisions, the next enemy to fight is noise. Noise is everything that crowds your mind and makes it hard to think. It's not just loud sounds or busy schedules. It's every tiny distraction that splits your focus until you can't hear your own judgment. Today, most people live in mental chaos. Notifications buzz. Social media feeds scroll endlessly. Podcasts, videos, news, group chats, all fight for your attention. Each one seems harmless, but together they leave you scattered. You start a task, get pulled to another app, answer a message, check the news, return to the task, but forget what you were doing. That constant context switching weakens decision power. You're not multitasking, you're self-fragmenting. A fragmented mind doesn't make strong choices. It makes reactive ones. When your brain is jumping between inputs, you become easy to push, easy to manipulate. You react to the loudest signal instead of the wisest one, and slowly your own inner voice goes quiet. Clear thinkers treat their mental space like a throne room. You wouldn't plan a battle in a noisy market, yet most of us plan life in the middle of chaos. We make big decisions while scrolling. We decide careers while drowning in other people's opinions. We plan relationships while comparing ourselves to strangers online. It's no surprise those choices feel shaky. To fix this, you must protect your thinking environment. Start by cutting down constant switching. Pick times to check messages. Don't let apps interrupt deep thought. Create quiet zones in your day. No feeds, no updates, no chatter. Even short blocks of silence can restore focus. Isolation isn't loneliness. It's strategic space to hear your own mind. Next, sharpen your filters. Before you take in new content, ask two simple questions. Does this source have skin in the game? Will this information change my next action? If both answers are no, skip it. You don't need more input. You need cleaner input. The goal isn't endless learning. The goal is sharp, actionable insight. Also, audit your circle. Minds around you shape your clarity. If your environment is full of chaotic thinkers, your confidence erodes every time you try to decide. Seek challenge, not comfort. People who question you in good faith keep your mind sharp. People who pressure you to hurry, mock silence, or reward confusion should be kept at distance. Remember, clarity loves altitude. It grows when you create space. In your room, your schedule, and your social life. A clean desk, a quiet hour, a conversation with someone thoughtful. These are small but powerful defenses against noise. Once you reclaim mental silence, you notice something. Decisions get easier. You stop craving endless opinions. You stop fearing mistakes because your own compass starts working again. And when your mind feels like your own, you stop living on borrowed thinking, ready to build an unshakable mind. Now, we'll see how to act with certainty, even when clarity feels incomplete. Acting before you feel ready. Many people wait for perfect clarity before moving. They think, I'll act once I'm sure, but perfect clarity almost never comes first. It shows up after you start. Action creates clarity. When you wait until you feel completely ready, you give fear and doubt time to grow. You also give faster movers a chance to pass you. The world rewards those who step forward and refine later, not those who wait to feel safe. Clear thinkers understand this. They know clarity is iterative. You act, watch what resists, adjust, and keep moving. Each step gives feedback you can't get by just thinking. Real insight often comes only once you've entered the arena. Indecisiveness hides behind nice words. We say we're keeping an open mind or waiting for more data. Sometimes that's wise, but often it's just fear of commitment dressed as flexibility. The longer you wait, the heavier the decision feels. The heavier it feels, the more you stall. It's a loop. To break it, shift the question you ask yourself. Don't ask, am I fully ready? Ask, do I have enough to make a smart first move? If the answer is yes, act. Even if it's not perfect, you'll learn faster than staying stuck. You can also use a simple test. If you wait, what changes? If waiting doesn't give you new insight or resources, it's just avoidance. Move. If waiting will clearly give you better leverage, new skills, more proof, better timing, then delay with intention, not fear. Urgency is another trap. The world often pressures you to act fast for someone else's gain. Limited time offers, artificial deadlines, respond now messages. They hijack your timing. When you feel that push, pause. Ask, who benefits if I move fast? If the answer is them, not you, step back. Delay becomes your shield, but don't confuse protection from manipulation with endless hesitation. The goal is to control timing, not avoid risk. Clear thinkers act once they're free from fake pressure and noisy emotion. They know they might be wrong and plan to adjust, not to be perfect. This is how momentum is built. Each decision becomes a test. If it works, you double down. If it fails, you learn fast and pivot. Either way, you move forward instead of staying frozen. Detach ego from the outcome. Many people fear acting because failure will feel personal. If your self-worth is tied to every choice, you'll avoid hard moves. Clear thinkers treat decisions like moves on a board, not proof of identity. They can reverse course without shame. They can admit error and adapt. This isn't weakness, it's strength. The longer you practice acting before you're fully ready, the more resilient you become. You stop needing guarantees. You stop fearing imperfection. You start trusting your ability to adjust under pressure. That skill compounds and gives you a huge edge over those who stay stuck, waiting for perfect conditions that never come. Now you'll learn how to turn fear and failure into fuel, making every setback sharpen your future decisions. Everyone wants clarity when life feels smooth. But real clarity is built in hard moments: betrayal, failure, loss, regret. Pain gives the sharpest lessons if you know how to use it. Most people avoid those lessons. They hide from their mistakes, rewrite stories to feel better, or blame others to stay comfortable. That comfort keeps the mind dull. Clear thinkers do the opposite. They face pain honestly and ask, what did this moment teach me about the game I'm playing? They don't frame it as therapy or self-pity. They frame it as intelligence gathering. Imagine you trusted someone who betrayed you. Most people ask, why me? And stay hurt. A clear thinker asks, what warning signs did I ignore? What incentive did they have? Where was my blind spot? That reflection upgrades future choices. Next time you spot danger earlier, or say a plan failed, you could blame luck, timing, or others, but that keeps you weak. Instead, break it down. Was the timing wrong? Did I misread leverage? Did ego lead me instead of necessity? This is not self-hate. It's honest review. It turns failure into a better mental model. Over time, this process makes you anti-fragile. Each setback adds data. Each betrayal sharpens your radar. Each mistake builds resilience. Your thinking stops being reactive and starts becoming refined. You develop instincts. Not the emotional kind, but the kind built from tested patterns. To use pain this way, you must stop romanticizing risk. Many admire risk-takers who jump without thinking, but clear thinkers are not gamblers. They're calculated predators. They ask two key questions before moving. What's the worst that could happen? Could I recover? If yes, they move. If not, they adjust. This makes their risk-taking look bold from the outside, but it's actually controlled. Another key shift is honesty about motives. People love to believe their decisions are noble, pure, or selfless. But sometimes that's just ego disguised as virtue. A decision that feels morally good but leaves you powerless isn't noble. It's self-sabotage. Ask yourself before any big move, am I doing this to feel good or to protect my position? Often the choice that looks selfish is the one that keeps you free. Facing your own motives can be uncomfortable, but that discomfort is where clarity grows. Avoiding it keeps you weak. Remember, your brain loves comfort stories. It will tell you, they'll change. Effort guarantees reward. I have more time than I think. Those stories feel safe but cost power. Self-disillusionment. Removing those stories hurts at first but pays forever. Environment matters here too. If people around you encourage denial, you'll stay blind. Seek those who tell hard truths. Distance yourself from those who reward fantasy. Clarity needs friction to grow. Pain, once integrated, changes how you move. You speak less but mean more. You pause longer but with purpose. Your no becomes firm. Others feel the difference. They can't push you the same way because you've already faced worse and learned. Now we'll explore how to read people's hidden motives and predict moves, giving you quiet, unmatched strategic advantage. Once your own mind is clearer and stronger, the next step is learning to read others. Most people think they are unpredictable. In reality, people are more predictable than they believe. They repeat patterns based on fear, pride, approval, or comfort. If you can spot those forces, you can often know their next move before they do. Start by watching what drives decisions, not just what people say. Someone may talk about ambition but is really scared of looking weak. Another may speak about loyalty but is secretly chasing recognition. Another may seem driven but is simply bored and wants distraction. Under every action, there is usually one dominant motive: fear, pride, greed, insecurity, or the need to belong. Ask yourself simple questions when observing. What are they afraid to lose? What do they want to prove? Who are they trying to impress or avoid upsetting? Where do they seek comfort? Patterns emerge fast when you pay attention. Someone terrified of looking weak will overreact to small challenges. Someone desperate for approval will agree too quickly. Someone who wants to look strong will take risks just to appear fearless. When you know these triggers, you can predict behavior. This matters in negotiation, leadership, and daily life. Most people only ask, what leverage do I have? A clearer question is, what do they fear I might do? You don't need to threaten. Simply understanding hidden fears changes how you speak and frame choices. If they fear exclusion, you don't need to exclude them. Just hint that it's possible. If they fear looking foolish, you can offer them a safe path that saves face. This isn't cruelty, it's awareness. It protects you from being blindsided and helps you guide situations without manipulation for harm. You stay one step ahead not by controlling others, but by anticipating their default reactions. Another tool is perspective reversal. Imagine you're the person who wants you to fail. What would they hope you do right now? Would they want you rushed, flattered, dependent, afraid to say no? Seeing from this angle exposes traps. When an offer feels too flattering, ask, if someone wanted me trapped, would they use this flattery? When a deal feels urgent, ask, who benefits from me feeling rushed? This breaks manipulation before it works. You can also study timing. People reveal motives when under pressure. Deadlines, criticism, or success expose true drives. Watch when they rush, when they brag, when they panic. These moments show what controls them more clearly than calm conversations ever will. But reading people well requires one thing: emotional distance. If your ego is tied to their approval or fear of rejection, you'll misread them. Detach. Observe quietly. Don't assume bad intent. Just understand forces at play. Over time, you'll stop being shocked by betrayal or sudden shifts. You'll expect them, not out of cynicism, but understanding. You'll prepare moves calmly while others react emotionally. This calm foresight is one of the biggest edges clear thinkers have. We'll explore how to stay strong when isolation hits, and why clarity often feels lonely but powerful. Clear thinking is not only about seeing one truth, it's about holding several truths at once without losing focus. Most people collapse when faced with complexity. They pick one simple story and cling to it. Layered thinking means you can look at a situation from many angles, predict reactions, and still stay calm. Start with this idea. There is what is happening, what it looks like, and what people will do next because of how it looks. Many stop at the first layer, facts. They think, this is true, so everyone will understand. But humans don't act on raw facts. They act on perception. If you plan only for truth, you will be blindsided by reactions. Take public criticism as an example. Someone attacks you online. The first question is not, is it true? It's, why now? Who benefits from this being said? Maybe they want attention. Maybe they want to shake your confidence. Then ask, what signal will my reaction send? If you fight back, do you look defensive? If you stay silent, do you look weak? Think beyond the first move. This is second-order thinking, not just cause and effect, but effect of the effect. Each choice you make creates a reaction. That reaction creates another. Strong thinkers map at least 2 or 3 moves ahead. They know what each action will trigger and choose the path that serves their long game, not their feelings. Layered thinking also helps you stay flexible. When ego runs the show, you cling to one narrative. But if you can hold multiple possibilities, you can pivot without shame. You're not married to being right. You're committed to being effective. If new data arrives, you adjust. If an alliance shifts, you adapt. Weak minds freeze because change threatens identity. Clear minds shift because identity isn't tied to being correct. A helpful tool is scenario mapping. Before acting, imagine best case outcome, likely outcome, worst case outcome, and recovery plan. How others might misread your action. Second reaction if you succeed or fail. You don't need perfect prediction, just awareness of branches. This stops you from being shocked and reacting emotionally when things unfold differently. Another habit. When tempted to respond fast, pause and ask, what's the second-order effect of this reply? Often a short-term win creates long-term loss, like proving someone wrong publicly and earning quiet enemies. Sometimes a short-term loss creates long-term respect, like staying calm while others rage. But beware paralysis. Layered thinking is not endless analysis. It's awareness plus action. You map a few steps, then move. Overplanning can be fear in disguise. The goal is to be ready for likely turns, not to solve every variable. When you think in layers, conflict stops feeling chaotic. You see moves as part of a larger game. Criticism, praise, silence, urgency, all become signals, not commands. This calm, wide-angle view protects you from traps and helps you build long-term position. Now we'll uncover how to detach ego from choices, staying adaptive, effective, and strong, even when plans collapse. One of the hardest parts of clear thinking is separating your identity from your choices. Most people tie every decision to their sense of worth. If the choice fails, they feel like a failure. If someone challenges them, they feel personally attacked. That fear pushes them to protect image instead of making the best move. When ego drives, clarity collapses. You'll twist facts to stay right. You'll avoid admitting mistakes because it feels like shame. You'll cling to bad plans just to save face. You'll stay in broken partnerships because leaving would look weak. All of this keeps you trapped. Clear thinkers treat decisions like moves on a board, not proof of who they are. They can reverse, adjust, or abandon a plan if it no longer serves their goal. They can admit that was wrong without losing dignity. This flexibility is power. It keeps momentum when others freeze. A good first step is to watch your inner voice. When facing a hard choice, ask, am I protecting my future or my image? Many realize they're clinging to reputation, not results. Choosing to look good is easy but costly. Choosing what protects long-term advantage may feel embarrassing now but pays later. Another key shift: expect to be wrong sometimes. Perfectionism feeds ego. It makes you stall, overthink, and avoid action. Instead, aim for clean reasoning, not guaranteed success. If you're wrong, you'll adjust. This mindset makes you faster and less fearful. You're not betting your worth. You're testing and learning. Detach from praise, too. Approval addiction clouds judgment. If you crave constant recognition, you'll shape decisions to please your audience. That audience might be bosses, friends, family, or strangers online. Once you build a move to avoid criticism, you've already surrendered clarity. Decide based on strategy, not applause. Practicing humility helps. Humility here isn't weakness. It's practicality. You admit gaps, seek better data, and pivot without shame. It's knowing that being effective matters more than being admired. Many would rather lose while looking right than win by adjusting. Don't be one of them. Writing your reasoning before action is a powerful ego check. Record why you chose a path. If it fails, you can review and refine instead of spiraling into self-blame. If it works, you know it was thought through, not luck. This private log makes mistakes less emotional and more instructive. Environment matters too. Surround yourself with people who respect adaptability. Avoid those who shame change or mock learning. If your circle punishes course correction, you'll cling to bad paths to keep their approval. Strong networks reward growth, not stubbornness. The more you detach ego, the calmer you become. You act without needing to prove yourself. You pivot without panic, you recover from loss without breaking, and you stop wasting time defending an image that adds no real power. This mindset builds quiet confidence. You don't need to explain every move. You don't need to announce wins or hide failures. You're focused on what works, not how it looks. Now we'll see how freedom from ego fuels fearless action, turning hesitation into steady momentum under any pressure. Many people think they need full confidence before acting. They want every detail clear, every risk mapped, every outcome known. But life rarely works that way. Important choices often appear foggy. Waiting for perfect conditions can mean waiting forever. Clear thinkers know that certainty is not the starting point. It's the reward that comes later. You act with enough clarity to begin, then you adjust as reality gives feedback. This approach feels uncomfortable, but is far stronger than staying frozen. Fear of mistakes keeps most people stuck. They believe one wrong step will ruin everything. But mistakes are part of progress. If your reasoning is clean, a wrong move doesn't destroy you. It teaches you. You can recover and refine. The real danger is paralysis. No learning, no movement, just wasted time. To break paralysis, ask, do I have enough information to make a smart first move? If yes, go. If no, decide what's missing. Gather only what truly matters, not endless opinions or irrelevant data. Then act. Another tactic: limit downside risk. Before a big move, map worst-case outcomes. Ask, if this fails, can I recover? What will it cost? If the risk is survivable, take it. If it's catastrophic, adjust your plan to lower the stakes. This keeps action bold, but not reckless. Don't mistake motion for progress. Many people stay busy to avoid fear, but don't move closer to real goals. Always check, does this step advance my long-term position, or just keep me feeling safe? Only act when movement builds leverage, not distraction. Learn to delay when urgency feels fake. Often, pressure comes from others wanting you to decide fast for their gain. Ask, who benefits if I rush? If the answer isn't you, pause. Slow down, gather clarity, then move. But once urgency is real, opportunity window closing, timing advantage, act. Controlled timing beats both panic and procrastination. Perfectionism is another trap. Many think they must solve every detail before starting, but perfect plans usually fail at first contact with reality. Start with a good enough plan, then adjust. Flexibility is stronger than flawless theory. Detach from needing validation before you move. Approval seeking keeps you waiting until everyone agrees. But by the time consensus comes, the window may be gone. Act when your reasoning is sound, even if others doubt. You can also build trial runs. Take small actions to test ideas before going all in. This creates feedback without huge risk. Small, fast tests lead to smarter, big moves. Over time, acting without full certainty builds confidence. You realize you can recover, learn, and adapt. Fear shrinks, momentum grows, and clarity deepens because experience teaches faster than analysis. Clear action is not reckless. It's deliberate movement without waiting for perfection. It's trusting your reasoning, accepting risk, and learning as you go. Now we'll uncover how your surroundings shape clarity and why your environment can quietly build or break your mind. Clear thinking doesn't happen only inside your head. The space around you quietly shapes how you decide. A cluttered room, constant noise, chaotic people all create mental static. A focused environment protects your attention and gives you space to think. Start with the physical. Look at your workspace. Is it full of random papers, open tabs, and half-finished tasks? Each small distraction asks for a piece of your brain. A clear desk isn't about being neat for looks. It's about cutting mental friction. When your surroundings are calm, your mind wastes less energy switching between signals. Next, check digital space. Notifications are constant intruders. Each ping splits your focus. Turn off alerts that aren't essential. Keep your phone away when you need to think. Open only the tabs you need. If possible, schedule times to check messages instead of letting them interrupt deep work. Every notification you block is one more piece of attention you keep. Your social circle matters too. Minds influence each other. If you spend time with people who are always scattered, panicked, or defensive, their habits rub off. Your own confidence weakens when your environment rewards chaos. Seek people who challenge your ideas but don't shame you for thinking differently. They should push for better reasoning, not more noise. Avoid groups that reward rushing, gossip, or emotional overreaction. These spaces train you to respond instead of reflect. Instead, spend time with those who value silence, patience, and careful action. Even a few such voices make a huge difference. Audit what you consume online. Every feed you follow teaches your brain what matters. If it's filled with outrage, trends, and endless advice, you're feeding confusion. Curate it. Keep only sources that give insight you can act on. Before following or listening, ask, will this change how I move? If not, cut it. Another hidden factor, space for solitude. Clarity grows when you can be alone without panic. Many people keep noise around them because silence feels scary, but quiet is where your own voice gets strong again. Schedule deliberate alone time. No screens, no feeds, no background chatter. Use it to review choices, feel emotions without being ruled by them, and ask hard questions. Be careful about whose advice you accept. Every idea serves someone's interest. Before acting on a suggestion, ask, who benefits if I believe this? A mentor, a company, a trend. If it serves them more than you, be cautious. Build your own filter instead of letting outside agendas program you. Small details add up. Lighting, order, daily routines. These signals tell your brain if it's safe to think deeply or if it should stay reactive. Make your space support focus. Protect long blocks of time. Guard your attention as if it's the most valuable resource you own, because it is. When your environment supports clarity, your inner work becomes easier. Decisions feel lighter. Noise shrinks. You stop reacting to every signal and start shaping your own path. Life will not stay neat. Even with strong habits, clear space, and sharp thinking, chaos will arrive. Plans fail. People disappoint. Markets shift. Betrayal happens. Many lose clarity when this comes. They panic, blame, or shut down. But clear thinkers use chaos as fuel. They turn pain and disorder into strategy. The first step is refusing to erase bad experiences. Most people try to forget failures and humiliations. They want a clean story. That wasn't my fault, or it didn't matter. But forgetting means losing valuable data. Chaos is full of lessons if you're willing to look. After a loss, pause and dissect. Ask, what signals did I ignore? What incentives did I misread? Where did ego lead instead of logic? Was timing off? Did I bet on loyalty I didn't truly have? This analysis is not self-punishment. It's upgrading your mental model. Each review sharpens instincts. Think of pain as new code written into your decision system. The next time a similar pattern appears, you'll feel the cost before repeating it. Not as fear, but as understanding. You move smarter because the pain taught you. Betrayal is a strong teacher. When someone breaks trust, study the setup. Did you ignore warnings? Did you assume effort equals loyalty? Did you project your values onto them? Each answer is a defense for next time. This turns betrayal from pure hurt into protection. Failure works the same way. Instead of collapsing, map where it broke. Was the plan too fragile? Did you mistake motion for progress? Did you chase approval over position? Every mistake can strengthen your next move if you study it honestly. This approach makes your clarity anti-fragile. Chaos doesn't break you, it refines you. Each shock adds depth and caution without fear. You stop seeing failure as the end and start seeing it as a forge. To do this, you must avoid self-delusion. The mind loves comfort stories. It says, "They changed. I deserved better. It was just bad luck." Those may feel good, but block growth. Be brutal with yourself. What was really true? What did I want to believe? Facing that truth hurts, but saves you next time. Another practice. Journal big setbacks. Write what happened, why, what you missed, and what you'll do differently. Over time, you'll build a private playbook of lessons paid for with real pain. It becomes a personal guide stronger than any book or advice. Surround yourself with people who don't just comfort, but help you process. Comfort is good for healing, but not enough for clarity. Seek friends or mentors who ask the hard questions and help you extract lessons. Avoid those who only say, "Forget it, move on." Moving on without learning means repeating the same traps. Over time, this habit changes your presence. You become quieter, stronger, less shaken by setbacks. People sense resilience they can't name. You've faced chaos, studied it, and built wisdom no one can take. Now we'll see how to fully own your mind, protecting it from outside control and quiet manipulation forever. The final stage of clear thinking is full ownership of your mind. Everything until now, cutting noise, acting without perfect certainty, facing pain, detaching ego, leads here. If you don't own your mind, someone else will. Ideas, trends, and powerful people always try to install their own code in you. Most people don't notice it happening. They think they're independent but are running scripts written by family, culture, influencers, or fear. Start by auditing the voices in your head. Each time you think "I should" or "I can't," pause and ask, whose voice is that? Many beliefs are inherited, not chosen. A parent's warning, a teacher's rule, a trend's pressure, a partner's fear. These can sit in your brain for years, guiding choices. Until you question them, they control you. Next, challenge the origin of every strong idea. Every rule benefits someone. When told to forgive fast, who gains? When told putting yourself first is selfish, who wins if you stay small? When told risk is reckless, who profits if you stay safe? You don't need to reject every idea, but you must know who it serves before you obey it. Stop collecting endless advice you're too afraid to apply. Information without action just makes you dependent. Build your own filter. Does this source have skin in the game? Does this insight change my next move? If not, drop it. Protect your attention like a border. Only let in ideas that serve your goals. Detach your emotional need to be liked or understood. Once you stop needing approval, manipulation loses its main weapon. Guilt, shame, flattery, and urgency all rely on you wanting to please or be accepted. When you no longer crave that, outside control weakens. Keep a strong personal compass. Define what you're optimizing for: freedom, security, growth, mastery, whatever matters most. This becomes your North Star. Without it, outside voices will pull you in every direction. With it, you can hear noise but not follow it. Control your mental state as carefully as your time. Don't make life choices while angry, rushed, or exhausted. Step back, regain calm, then decide. People who want to control you will try to create urgency and emotional chaos. Refuse to decide inside their frame. Delay until you can think cleanly. Guard your physical and digital environment. Keep spaces calm, feeds curated, and your schedule protected. A distracted mind is an open door for manipulation. A focused mind is a locked fortress. Accept that ownership can feel lonely. Fewer people will fully understand you. But clarity isn't about mass approval. It's about living on your own terms. Over time, this loneliness turns to quiet power. You're no longer swayed by trends or pressured by fear. Your life is guided by your chosen principles, not someone else's agenda. When you reach this point, you don't need to explain every move. You know why you act. You can delay without panic, lose without breaking, and win without boasting. Your mind belongs to you, and that is rare. Thanks for watching. If you found this video useful, subscribe to the channel for more clear, practical thinking tools. Like the video to help others find it, and drop a comment to share your thoughts or questions. Your ideas may help shape future content. Share this with friends who could use stronger decision-making skills. There are many other videos here that can help you cut through noise, avoid traps, and build a sharper mind. Keep learning, keep refining how you think, and keep moving with clarity. Click subscribe, explore the channel, and watch the next video now.